I was reading an article in the New Statesman the other day, and the article is about Greece and Athens, and it's become very fascist, right-wing. It's beating up Afghanis and Arabs and Pakistanis and Bengalis because they're blaming the foreigners for the crisis. What crisis? The financial crisis. Now this financial crisis, brothers and sisters and friends, ikhwan, akhawat, respected elders and ulama, I want you to really listen on how Islam's economy is very profound. This crisis is not only 5 years old. This crisis started 200-300 years ago with the advent of capitalism. We mentioned Adam Smith earlier, the modern founder of capitalism. This crisis happened from this disease that has killed and murdered and terrorized humanity for 200-300 years. Wallahi, check the UNDP report. Every 7 years or so, 20 million children in Africa die because there's not enough food. Not enough food. And we have this war on terror. Don't get me wrong, we don't believe in terrorism, it is wrong. But we should have a war on capitalism, on its ideas, because it kills many more people. Millions! And by the way, more people die of dog bites in America than due to terrorism. I don't see a war on canines, a war on dogs. Yeah? If they want to be honest with the strategy, they have to have a global war on dogs. Because more people die of the terrorism of the canine than the terrorism of the so-called Muslim, which we disagree with anyway, and we know you can't kill innocents. We discussed what Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said, one of which was about the monks, but there's many more about innocents, children, women. There are various hadith referring to this as well. So we have a crisis. 20 million children every few years because of no food. 2 billion people living less than $2 a day. 1 billion people having no sanitation. Even in America, 50% of the people require funds from the government. 25% of people need food stamps, or they live underneath the poverty ladder. I was in Chicago just a few months ago, and I was hearing a story about a child. She only goes to school because that's her only meal to eat. We were in Africa, in Burundi, the poorest country in Africa. Children had 2 meals. America has become like Africa because of the systemic issues. Now we're not condemning America, we're not condemning human beings, we're condemning ideas here that facilitate this carnage, this destruction. Why is it that we have 60,000 deaths every day just because of bad water and no food? Because it's based on a geopolitical myth that the capitalists want to teach you, brothers and sisters, which is there are too many needs, not enough resources, which is a lie. It is a lie. One, because the Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith in Tirmidhi, he said the son of Adam, all he needs is food, shelter and clothing, defining our essential limited needs, and he creates an economic philosophy of distribution, not of competition, because there's so-called too many needs and not enough resources. And the Prophet ﷺ 1400 years ago was in line with modern geopolitics. If you look at a study done by the Food Agricultural Organization, they conclude there are enough calories on this planet, there's enough food on this planet to feed 3 planets. Not 1 but 3 planets. Allah Azza wa Jalla is Al-Razzaq. He is the provider. This is why Ali radiallahu anhu said in a very wise statement, when you see a poor person, don't blame Allah. Allah gave us the resources. He's Al-Razzaq. Blame the zalim. Blame the oppressor who's created a system that doesn't distribute the wealth to this person. This is Islam. This is Islam that would change the world, especially by economy, to liberate human beings from the clutches of the slavery of capitalism. And we face this as Westerners in the UK, in Europe, in Greece, in the country where my parents are from. Mothers are giving their children to the priests because they can't afford to take care of their children anymore. They wake up early in the morning, banging on the pots and pans as a poultry, they have no food. But where is the Greek Prime Minister? Where is the European Prime Minister? Where is the German Chancellor? Where are they? But it was Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, when there was a famine in Medina, he was walking even the outskirts of Medina. When people were eating grass, he saw a woman and she was cooking stones of water to keep her children from crying because she had no food, and she noticed a man, which was Umar, but she didn't know it was Umar. And she said, I'm going to account Emir El Müminin. Upon hearing this, because of that moral accountability we discussed earlier, he went back to the Baitul-Mal, to the house of wealth. He collected the foodstuffs and he carried it himself, and his servant said, yeah, Emir El Müminin, let me carry that stuff for you. And he said, you're not going to carry my luggage on the Day of Judgment. And he went to the woman's house and he cooked the food for them. And then he slept nearby because he wanted to wake up to see the children smiling. Where was the Pakistani, Jilani, Zindani, whoever they are, after the floods? They traveled to the 5-star hotel to discuss diplomacy. This is why we need Islam. And you have it all in your hearts. And it just stays there. We have to spread it around people. So this